Check, check, check. We live, baby. We live, baby. Live. Direct. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? Good, y'all. Good, y'all. Good, y'all. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? It's me. It's me. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? It's me. It's me. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? It's good, y'all. It's me. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? It's me. Me. What's good, y'all? The rain came, so I came. The rain came, so I came. We got some more things to do. Como siempre. Como siempre. Turn it on, turn it on. Turn it on, turn it on. The good news is there is an update for the OPXY today. So I think if we move this cable right over, we could just update. We like updates. Shout out to all the cats working very hard at Teenage Engineering and every other company like that. We live. If you hear, identify yourself. You heard. You heard. You heard. Oh, there it is. Oops. There it is. They were telling us some things. Let's just read it. Read it. Yeep. We in here. Christmas is on the way. Miss me with that. Here we go up. Let's bring the screen back. It is updating. Starting the update for the OPXY. We're going to get back to our little, we were watching this. I want to watch a little more just to kind of, soon we won't be doing this ever again, so we should just enjoy it while we're doing it. Beep. You should enjoy it while you do it. If not, do not do it. Do it. Do not do it. Beep. Shout out to y'all here. I see y'all. Identify yourself. Please. So we're updating. We are updating. Updating the OPXY. We're going to learn what the update told us. Downloads. I've been gardening today. I sprouted some remolachas beets, I sprouted some seeds for the first time. All right, so we optimized the sample loading. We pitch bend tuning to system settings. Press and hold step to copy. press and hold to scrub notes continuously. We gotta learn that. Fix, brain would sometimes trigger too late. Sampling the full 20 seconds. Stability, graphics fixes. GFX. That's good. We like all that. We like all that. We like that. Can't wait to see what else comes, man. It's gonna be sick. Oh, here we go. Was good, King of 9, 9 times 9 times 9. I figured a way out to sidechain, routing audio to the multi out and back in, and using the. Oh, that's fire. Sounds fun. I like that. You heard that? I'll read it again. Route the audio to the multi out and back to the input. So you've been using it for kicks or basses, or what's been the best luck so far, man? What's been good? All right, we back. I'm gonna put this little video on. We can talk amongst ourselves. Stop it. All those. Shout out to Will. We were speaking earlier. My man William from Teenage. He's just an awesome dude.
Bass sound, but it's great for quite a lot.
Here we go again. They're gonna tell us some commercial breaks. It's literally sidechained. Yeah, that's sick because also, you know, you could EQ the track, you know, you could like what I learned about sidechain from the SSL is that you must eliminate the bass because you don't want that like low end 60, 100 hertz to trigger the compressor. You want the, you know, the mid to trigger the compressor. And that's what I learned about the SSL G-Bus series that makes everything, you know, so magically gooey, glued up. Nice. You heard. All right, we're going to watch Will for a little bit. I'm going to take this wire out so y'all don't have to hear that. Get the KO back.
Nice 80s bass through to acid synth with one synth engine. And I've not even changed the engine itself.
I wouldn't mind having an ogle at some of these engines.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's right.
So let's start with Prism, and we can kind of play that with this on a bass sound, but it's great for quite a lot of various things. I mean, for leads, even kind of super source stuff, it's pretty awesome. You can make some nice.
Are there any old ones that I remember as an OP1 user?
They're completely fresh. Every single engine is fresh for OPXY, and they sound completely different to anything we've made. I mean, it's really
because on the field.
My man just said we have all. This is all new.
Field, they were kind of evolutions of the OG ones.
Exactly.
Cool.
But this is like totally fresh.
Great.
Totally fresh. Like us. Slow it back down. How's 1.25?
So Prism.
Yeah, let's hear it. So this is it without the filter on. No, it's with the filter on.
We're gonna just, you know, follow along. Let's go, dog. You wildin'. Yo, going through the envelopes. We pressing shift on 2. We got that. Gotta get back to 120 with him. We got all that. We've been doing a bunch of this the last few days. All right, we can skip to that.
And now,
if you're a business owner,
like a different thing. I'll bring it back to a bass sound.
We've got loads of tracks.
So let's bring that up. Get our filter on.
I mean, it sounds good. I like my man. Just straight down to the Berg, huh? Fire. Double it up. That's a good trick. Thank you, Will, for that. Quickly.
So now I'll pick another track.
All right.
This is track 5. It's an engine called Dissolve, one of my personal favourites. Not entirely sure exactly what's going on here, but I like the mystery of it. So it's sort of like a noisy synth. The idea is that I think you're FMing noise with, I don't know, but it sounds cool.
Tom will tell us.
Yeah, he knows.
The noise guru.
So, I mean, just straight off the bat, it sounds good, right? But let's move some parameters and hear it. instant EDM.
Yeah.
Instant EDM track right there. But you know, it's great for leads, it's great for pads, you know, so if I set this to polyphonic.
Keep inventing visuals for the synths that are alluring.
Yes. Yeah, and huge credit to the graphic designers. You know, they put a lot of
You
love
can only use
and effort.
black to white, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's a pretty big limitation, and, and I think they
Shout
can
out to the team.
aesthetics.
We could both do that. I could do that. Jamming.
I love that that's just there. Huge difference. Come on, Will.
Right?
Sounds dope.
Let's see if we want that.
We
So
got
here's
that.
another nice thing. When you're sequencing chords, right, you want to just be able to put the chord into the sequencer. So you just hold it down and
Yep,
press the sequencer.
we know
That's
that.
it. That's all it takes. Nothing more complicated than
We know that. 5. Yeah, we know that.
that.
We got
huge.
that.
I mean,
That's
two
easy.
envelopes.
Game changer.
Easy, right? I mean, it's the sound design that you always want is to just be able to control a little bit of everything.
And I
Not
love
too
that they're
much, but-
overlapped
Yeah.
as well, because so
I'm happy
often,
my man's
as a-
happy, 'cause
I've had
I'm
to learn
happy.
about the envelopes
Yeah.
and matching them up.
And like syncing the time, and it's always.
Whacking the bar button, there's
Yeah.
a shape function in there as well.
Yes, so the shape, this is actually what smooths automation. So you can parameter lock pretty much everything in the device. If it's a parameter, you can probably parameter, okay, which is pretty awesome. But then if you want to smooth between those, you just turn up the shape and it makes it smooth. So even when you're recording that parameter lock, by default it's set.
And you think, oh, that's a bit jagged.
Yeah, it's a bit jagged, but then you just turn up the
That's
shape
cool.
and it smooths it out like butter.
I like
and
both
it's
ideas.
1920 ppqn, which is a lot. It's like a ridiculous amount of resolution. So when you get that smoothing, it's butter smooth. It's not just smooth, it's really, really smooth.
Yeah.
Butter.
So it always sounds great. It's not just smooth, it's really, really smooth.
Yeah.
So it always sounds great, you know.
What great, yeah. So,
Yeah, well let's
And we were in Dissolve, weren't we?
Yeah, exactly. So I might do.
We've got, because you very kindly showed me the G-Force thing. In terms of, with this new multi-output, is there, how about in the LFO, what can you sync to? Like internally, or can you do...
Yeah, so obviously you get the sync and MIDI out. So with MIDI out, obviously you get sync over MIDI. So if your MIDI device, you know, you've got a drum machine and it takes MIDI, you can have notes and also sync. If you've got like an 808 drum machine, for example, or a drum machine from the 80s that uses Sync 24, then
We got
some
that.
use it. But that's kind of like a funky standard that not many things support. So Sync 24, which OPXY supports, you can get even your 808 locked down under control, which is pretty amazing. And then, you know, you can have your 808, you can also connect to a Euro rack, and you know, you get that full broad range of old to
I
new.
knew that in there, yeah.
So that's pretty wicked. And the send and return audio stuff is really nice. That's one of the things that I kind of learnt last minute about the device. And when I realised how to use it, I was like, oh my god, this opens a world of possibilities.
Do we want to plug something in?
Yeah, I can do. Do you want to grab a pedal?
We're going to, intermission.
Mummy says you all like cat meat because it's made with only good things. Well, look how firm it is.
Back in the room, and we have plugged in some pedals. Oz, thank you, mate. You plugged those in. He's just having a vape out there, because we're in for the long haul, I feel, on this video,
Okay.
for sure. Where we
I'm in.
So we've got some pedals. We've got a return plugged in into our audio in. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go to COM. We're going to set our multi-outs jack. So there
Audio
you can
is
see
like
what
the
it's set to.
last
I'm gonna use
one
the grey
before.
encoder, and just turn that all the way to audio. And I can plug in a lovely Teenage Engineering cable, and that will send over the pedals. So now we should have everything set up. We just need to route it. So we can pick a track and send it over. So let's go to the drums, perhaps. If we go to M3, where we've got our filter. Currently the filter's turned off, but if I hold down Shift, you see those sends. So I'm just going to turn it up on that audio send,
Okay,
and then
cool.
we'll go to the auxiliary tracks. We'll touch on this maybe a little bit later in more detail. But here, the auxiliary track 5 is our
Yeah.
audio, external audio auxiliary track. And so we'll select that, and then you'll notice that the input is on the
To
dark
the
grey knob. We're going to
cable.
choose the line in, and then you just click it to turn it on.
Oh,
Yeah. So start off with that turned off, and hit play.
We out here. Cool. So, you know, if you want,
Not bad.
I got a
So-
million
and it
different ways.
speaks
I got a lot of ways to do
I'd
that.
say the
But
dynamic range
I would
in
do
there
that probably
you
later-
haven't fiddled
later
with it
on.
No,
to
I've
get
not
those
touched
pedals working. Like normally I've got to get a reamp box and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's just working.
Yeah, it just goes straight out. And the nice thing as well, so there I've only shown one track, but you can send all 8 of the instrument
No, you
tracks,
probably, it's
as
good
well
to
as the
have. I mean,
auxiliary
it's great to
tracks in
have,
some cases,
obviously,
through
especially if you're only bringing
that
this by
audio
itself.
output. So the possibilities are pretty endless.
Dope with the pedals. Next to it, the tape track.
Yeah, let's do that.
Is that right?
So auxiliary, you get 8 auxiliary tracks. Again, recall your LED's red when you're in auxiliary. So these go as follows. You've got the brain. We'll touch on
Yep.
that a bit later. You've got punch-in effects, then MIDI. So external MIDI, you get 1 external MIDI track, but you can actually turn
I'm playing the
any
KO.
of the instrument tracks into an external MIDI track. So that means you don't get one external MIDI track for controlling all your CCs and whatever external gear.
That's why.
You get 9 different CC controllable tracks, which is pretty awesome. And that's in addition to the fact that every track can be set to a different MIDI channel. So actually, in theory, you could sequence 16 channels just by setting the tracks to each channel. Then you've got a CV track, so that's for controlling, analog synths, Eurorack, analog stuff. That's what you need. Then external audio, which we've touched on a little bit.
What's going
so
on
here
already.
you actually get some really nice extra controls. You can route into it and out of it. So this is the routing out. You can turn stuff up, turn it down, and get crazy.
We're good on that.
And then you've also got a filter, so we can play about with that with the drums a bit later. That's really nice. And then some modulation. So pretty sweet.
So I can filter stuff coming in.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Everything you need, as I said. And you can also send to the built-in effects and tape and whatever else. So what we'll do is we'll turn up the return into the tape, and then let's go to the tape. So here's the tape track. You'll see that you get this sort of waveform.
So you can bring anything into the tape track.
Of the audio running through the device.
Other people.
And you can route exactly what you want going into it. So if
I like that. Bring other people through the XY. Fuck it. You got plenty of cool shit.
you press M2,
what up, Eli?
you get to the instrument track routing page. So you can just turn everything down if you wanted to. So that's what I'm going to do, because we're going to use the return into the tape and mess up our drums. How does that sound?
Wild. I mean,
we got that part. We're going to skip ahead.
LEDs dim. And that's saying, hey, I've not got anything recorded to me in terms.
We're gonna watch the step components just
so
because
these
I like
here-
everyone
so
has a
obviously-
different everyone got a different theory on like a step component trigger. That's easier. The other one's a little more of a headache. That's good. All right, we're gonna
The
learn.
musical keyboard is all
From where?
black. So you
Yeah.
don't have white keys and black keys, they're all black keys. So actually we refer to these, what would conventionally be called white keys, as naturals, and then the black keys as accidentals. So that's just a sort of distinction throughout how we talk about it that allows us to kind of keep track of what we're doing. But on the naturals, you've got these symbols, which are actually your step components. So
Yes,
should we
we
try
know.
putting some step components on the drums?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Let's do that. So if I go back to the instrument track, track one's our kick drum, so we can just hold shift. You'll notice that the LEDs dim.
I
and
like to
that's
see
saying,
what
hey,
everyone
I've
likes
not
to
got
do,
anything recorded to me.
'cause you
in terms of
kinda
step components.
Find the ones you
so
do the same
when
over
you
and
see it
over.
dimmed, you know, it's not got anything recorded. So let's select maybe these two.
Yep.
And what we're going to do is we're going to put on a step component that plays them only every X number of times. So if I select this last one, that's trigger, and it will play the trigger, which would be the step, only every second time. So then we can set it to 2 or 3 or 4, and then that's the third or fourth or fifth time, so on and so forth. You could even set it to random. So that's where we start to get those randomizations, and on each one you can go a little bit random. So, but we'll set it to 2, so that sort of effectively extends our bar into 2 bars of sequencing, right? Because then you're starting to think, what do I want in bar 1, and what do I want in bar 2, or 3, or 4, and you can do that with step components as well. So, starting to get it there, right? So then I can even add in a kick drum, and maybe we have this kick drum going every 3rd time.
Pretty easy, you get it right. It's like every other, whatever. Just start putting
Right,
random
so then you
on
start
random.
to get sort of polyrhythmic stuff, and it's pretty cool.
So nice with the screen telling me what's happening.
It's great.
I love
It's
it.
great, and it's really easy to kind of understand exactly what's going on, and that's, you know, it's a great user interface.
Yeah, that was the OPZ thing for me. They had all of this in.
Yeah.
But then if I didn't hook up my phone, sometimes I'd leave it for too long and I'd forget what I was doing.
Yeah, exactly. But which, I mean, I think the layout of the OPZ is fantastic, and it's, once you really get under the hood and understand how it works, it's very easy to sort of pick it up and keep going. But certainly for some people, you just need that initial spike of like, okay, this is what's happening. And that's where the screen comes in really handy with XY.
And little touches like with the dimmed lights, and it's just all guiding me.
For sure.
Lovely.
I mean, we've put a lot of thought into the UI for this, so it's.
So that's with
magical.
the naturals.
Yes.
And then the accidentals are normally just for numerical typing things.
Exactly. So when you want to
BPMs, things like that.
Yeah. So in this case, we've not implemented with BPM just yet.
Right.
But certainly for the step components, selecting what you want, scenes, those sorts of things, that's what the accidentals kind of do. But yeah, so now we've got some step components on the drums. We'll do a little bit more with that maybe on the bass actually. Should we do that?
Yes, please.
So again, hold down shift, you'll see the lights dim. Let's pick some random steps. And then we'll go, maybe bend. So bend will alter the pitch of that note across time. So let's just press play and hear it. So. So I guess in this case we've got quite short notes, so it's probably not helping with the bend, but you kind of get the idea as you're programming basses and stuff. If you want to have those bent
just
notes.
a quick run through. What did you on the man?
Yeah.
What ones have we got?
So let me see what I can remember.
Oh, no,
Just hold shift, you can see it. So
great.
I'll just put it onto this step. So you've got pulse, which repeats the step. So effectively it'll just play that step 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and then go to the next step. So then that's also a way of extending your sequence. And you can add other step components as well and get really complex with that. Hold will hold the step for a certain number of steps. So if you want to have like a chord and just like sequence 16 chords, but just have them held a certain number of times, you can just do that and use the hold one. Multiply will divide the step, which is kind of funny because it's called multiply, but it's dividing, so you get this nice divide symbol. So it'll divide it into multiple tricks, meaning that you can create ratchets and the sort of usual drum stuff that you need to have ratchets, playing multiple notes, that's multiply. Then we've got velocity, which will allow you to set the velocity on a particular step. Obviously, the keyboard is also velocity sensitive, so you can record velocity in, but if you want to fix that after the fact, that's how you can do it. Or if you don't want to use velocity but still have that precision, it's great for that. Ramp, that will use the scale that's been discovered by the brain, which we'll touch on a little bit later, and it will play the notes ascending through that scale in the steps that you've selected on the. It's pretty crazy. It's very
like little flourishes of quantized scale.
Know exactly what you're going to get. It's kind of magical and crazy. Same thing with ramp down, except the other way around. So you select how many steps you want to go in that scale, and then random, same goes, but it's random this time. So again, using that scale but picking random notes, which is really insane. I think
I'm gonna skip ahead. The mixer, whatever.
Notes. So as you're doing those sort of acid bases, we could try it on this if we want to.
Mastering. I want to see what they say about that. That must be the.
Yeah, quite nice.
TikTok Shop affiliates his.
Who are these people? Where are we? How do we get here?
And then you skipped one.
Did I?
3.
Oh,
Did you want to try and
we got distortion?
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
so
come on.
it's a saturator. It's really nice. It gives you all the controls that you want from a saturator.
And when you say master, is that over everything?
Over everything, yeah.
Cool.
So it's sort of like an output stage saturator. So if you want to take what we've already got and add some distortion, we get even crazier.
You are going after all the other boxes on this, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean,
because when I thought about building a little rig to do these things, I see these boxes like the finishing boxes, and you've got everything so far.
Yeah, it's all in there. And I think it's not even so much that we're going after everyone. We just, as selfishly as musicians, this is what we wanted. And finally we can do it. We've got the technology to do it. We've got the people to do it. We've got, the capabilities to do it.
The power in it, the process, and we just take it for granted.
Yeah, I mean,
without a computer.
It's a dual CPU, so there's literally 2 CPUs in it.
Has that been a big jump up then?
Oh yeah, huge.
Under the hood.
Huge, and that makes a big difference because you can do a lot more with it.
Right, cool. So it's a gain clip.
Yeah,
you got a clipper. Yeah, come on, man.
Right, distortion and stuff. Whatever, we got that.
And do all sorts of crazy stuff like that, but you get some really nice effects. So chorus, delay, distortion, lo-fi, phaser, and reverb, and that can be either of those on either of the 2
What's
slots.
goody goody?
And
You still
each
in
have
here?
a different visual representation?
Yes, so for now, on launch, we've just got these very basic representations, but we're working on getting some slightly more distinct aesthetics for each of them in a future
and
update.
each one
That'll be good.
corresponds to the
That's no
coloured
fun to
knob.
look at.
Exactly.
Get it, I'm getting
And again,
it.
we'll have some slightly cooler looking graphics,
Yeah,
I
we want
suspect, a
that.
bit later down the line.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, they're
want
pretty
that.
much everything that you want to need, I think. The phaser in particular
want that.
is pretty wicked. Let's see what we can send through that. So I'm just going to send maybe like the bass.
See, battery life, we could whatever, punch in, we've been explaining. I'd like to see his brain. Brain. We back to the brain, gang.
You mentioned brain.
Yes, which we're gonna.
Can we talk about brain?
Should we do that first?
Yeah, I'm
Brain.
sorry, mate. I'm jumping around.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
all good.
excited.
Brain,
it's nice.
son.
I hope you guys are following.
Cool, yeah.
Brain.
I know I'm following. I hope you're following.
Yeah, because you
I
know
hope
it.
You're following. but
You know.
yeah. So
Trying to be efficient here.
here. Let's have a look.
Sorry, mate.
So,
I went straight wacky with the old
oh,
G-force
it's
thing.
great.
Sorry, mate.
It's, no, the G-force thing's great. So let's turn this down, and then we'll go back into the brain. All right, we'll keep it as it is. And admit its lovely faults. And then what we're going to do is I'll show you how the brain works. So obviously on the musical keyboard, it's there, you can play it. But what happens when you play it is that it'll actually take the root note and transpose it down. So it'll go from F minor down to whatever key you select. So if I press play,
Is that he's distorting? I'm not distorting, am I?
yeah,
Let's
quite
go.
nuts.
But right, so I saw it. What was changed? It's just showing the mode change.
yeah,
But so you can't make a mistake.
no, exactly. That's exactly it.
That's wild.
Which is quite brilliant.
Yeah.
And the kind of
Not
thinking
just
of that-
transposing the pitch, but
Yeah, it's
the relative
yes. So
harmonisation.
it's called the brain because it's intelligent, right? So it maintains the harmonic relationships. So if you were to just transpose down, which you can also do on the device in the project settings, you can transpose it down. But if you were to just do a straight transpose, then you lose those relationships.
It must be for like on a set,
Yeah.
just being able to just go to a new place and not have any fear.
No, it's
Or,
not.
yeah, especially with as a guy that I play piano, sometimes I think I don't know how to weave harmony into this
No,
percussive
exactly.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And with all these, yeah, that's a great
And you can
idea.
also transpose the drums, which is kind of fun. So it will move the samples. Quite nuts.
Absolutely wild.
So I'm just going to try and figure out where this wackiness is going.
Yeah, that's Oz. Yeah,
Let's have a look.
the spirit of Oz has been beamed in.
Let's start with something new and maybe use the brain to make it amazing.
Yeah.
Should we do that? So
Yeah.
I'm just going to hold new in the project's screen. That'll give us a fresh project. Again, those lovely presets. Let's pick a different kit this time. So I'm going to go with Woodbox.
Let's go. We following him. Can we keep up?
This one's great. So again, we'll go with a sort of 4 on the floor. Keep it simple. We'll turn off our metronome. I want to set it to 140. Yeah, 140.
We can keep up.
Got a nice fast kick drum. Let's get a different bass sound. Let's have a look.
We
I'll
following
pick a
along.
different
Let's go. Come
engine.
on.
Let's go with something that we've not used.
Let's go.
How about wavetable?
Wavetable. We following.
So we'll just record that in.
Cool.
And I want to get that on the G-force accelerometer. So we'll go into the LFO, element, G, turn her up, go for our synth.
You beat me. Element. G.
And then we'll set it to warp. Maybe we want something a bit more harsh, so let's bring that position over. Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Cool, so we've got a bass line going. Now let's add some stuff over that. So I'm just going to select track 4. I want to fix this guy up. So this is our E piano. Very nice, very gentle. So what we're going to do is we're going to record, let's go with a C here. So we'll go put a dotted rhythm on that. Nice. And then we've got dissolve again. I like this one, so I'm going to keep it as it is, I think. And then we'll go with maybe a G sharp on that one. And then we'll offset that dotted slightly.
I doing? You guys with me? Yeah, it's a nice little view. You with me? We're gonna use brain after this. We just catch it. Whatever, that's cool.
Nice. Now let's add something else. Complete that
6.
chord.
A hairdryer.
A hairdryer, yeah. So this one's called Hard Sync.
I like it. I see he's making chords in
It's actually one
different.
of my favourite engines because it's just really nice. So it's like perfect EDM pads and plugs, you know. So maybe we can record that actually. So hold that chord down.
Oh man.
Whatever, I got my version.
Nice, and then we'll get like a kind of beepy lead sound on it. So this one's FM strings. By default, it's kind of like a slow pad sound, but we're going to turn it into a lead. So we'll shorten that envelope, bring our filter back, and then portamento down. So this is our play settings. I'm going to set it to legato. Going to turn down our delay because I'm not loving that too much. Cool, and then let's mess about with it. Cool, so now let's go with a sort of
with you, dog.
That's better, isn't it, I think? So, we've got that recorded. It's very simple. It's a 1-bar loop. Nothing exciting.
Looks like magic to me, mate.
Right. But now this is where the brain comes
brain.
in handy, I would say. It's correctly detected. I'm playing a G-sharp major. And that means that I can now
G-sharp
transpose it. So if I
major.
press play.
I thought it was a... Good prime for a commercial. Let's do ours. That's tough. Alright, I like that. Brain's fun. I'm fucking with the brain. Where'd you go, gang?
Quite literally bringing tears to your eyes.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
It's quite sick. So,
And so handy for all those guys, because I've met a lot of guys and they go, oh.
and then you just hold down record whilst playing. So I'm just going to do that.
Right, you're just parameter locking, automation, whatever you want to call it. Punch-in effects,
Easy.
we know.
And you'll notice that it's stepped, right? And that's where that shape control comes
I want to learn
in from
about the
earlier.
shift in the
So if I just
arpeggiator.
press play, and I'm going to turn up that shape to let you hear
I wonder
the
if there's a
smoothing.
new manual. New manual, baby, is almost more important than a new firmware. Oh yeah, we got a new manual,
And
baby.
of course the screen
Let's
shows
go.
it too. So yeah, exactly.
And when it
what
all
you
went
wanted.
red as well, I was like, oh, that's great.
Yeah,
I know what's going on.
Exactly. And that's why we keep that red for recording, because it gives it significance in the interface. So you always know when you're recording something, be it a sample, some sort of sequence, whatever. Yeah.
I want to watch them talk about these.
There's this fun one called Maestro. So I reckon we check out Maestro first. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what this is going to sound like, so it's exciting.
Yeah, first time, right?
Yeah.
So let me click that. This is Maestro. So what's Maestro? Well, you know, you want to create house chords, that's Maestro. You want to strum some chords, that's Maestro. Chords, That's Maestro. So if we hold Shift and then play some notes in, it'll record those notes into the Maestro. You'll see it buffer up there. And then if I play a note, it'll play that chord back. And then we can turn up. This control here, which is called roll. So if we turn up the roll, it's almost like you're strumming it fast or slower. And you can get really slow with it. So if I turn it all the way up to 63, which is the
My
top
man,
end.
Colors in Space.
Dope.
Pack.
Very fitting with that, because
Digital,
I have a
sounds
little
good.
Arturia keyboard just for the strum function on that.
Yeah,
But that built-in is cool.
done, easy, right? And you can change how it moves, so it can go up, it can go down, it can go up and
Let's
down.
hear some of those, is that alright?
Yeah, sure, so this is down. Up and down.
Cool.
Quite nice, actually. And then random. You never quite know what you're going to get. And then you can also hold, so if you click the white encoder or rotate it as well, it will bring this little hand up, and then you can just keep those notes held down. So obviously this isn't a sustained patch, but if you had something sustained, it would sustain it. So pretty nice on-screen controls. And then holding Shift, pressing players again, we can pick a different one. So hold, I mean I can touch on it, but there's not really much to see since this isn't a sustained.
No, the arpeggio sounded interesting. You're saying that it
Yes.
can adjust stuff we've already recorded?
Yes, so the idea with players is because they apply after the sequencer, whatever you record in the sequencer, the player can then affect over, if that makes sense.
So you can like intersperse pre-recorded
Yeah, it's-
material with a flurry of...
Sort of, so it's
the
like
player.
you're intercepting those MIDI notes before they hit the engine or before they get output through external MIDI or whatever, right? You're intercepting those notes, like MIDI effects in Logic or
I
Ableton.
like the theory of that. Like
so
you
think
see, you don't have to play the ARP to sequence it. You could sequence the notes and then ARP.
about it a bit like that.
Right, that's
and
what
so
we're
hold is just
That's what
exactly
we're
what it says
saying.
in the can. It holds the
That
notes.
is what we're saying. That is what we're saying.
And so here it's not a sustained patch, but you can hear that it's ringing out a bit longer because it's sustaining that. Then you can just turn it off if you want to stop
You know,
holding.
subscribe to the
Pretty
channel,
basic
join
one.
the Discord.
And then arpeggio
We're
does what it says on the can again.
gonna watch a short ad. We're trying to feed the baby. You know, we in here. Yeah, we're gonna do a whole. Well,
So
you
we've
know,
added
we always
something
use the
quite nice on
arpeggiator. We don't even
arpeggio
gotta worry
here.
about
so
that.
obviously you get the sort of first four
I
controls.
just want to see what
that's
if
the
he touch
speed,
shifts and tells us what they
the
mean.
movement of it, so
Probably in
up,
the manual,
down,
though.
up and down, etc., etc. And then you've got the octaves, and we've got this nice graphic that reflects how it moves as well, so that you can visually see that. A hold, just like in Maestro, you can hold those notes. Great for just playing it and then letting it do its thing. Then if you hold Shift, it takes you to the sort of sub menu of arpeggio.
Yeah, tell me
then you
what-
get this sort of portamento between
Portamento,
notes. Or
sick.
sorry, this is length of notes.
Length.
And then this is portamento between notes. And that will override whatever the portamento that you've got on the synth itself. So that's pretty cool. And if you're using
Fire.
CV, then it also sends it over CV, I believe. Try it out, find out.
Yeah.
Try it
But
out.
as far as I know, I think it should send both. And then you've got this one here, which is sort of like the pattern of arpeggiation. So you can scroll between different styles of playing those notes. So should we try a couple of those?
Yes, please.
I'm just going to put it on hold, and then we'll play hopefully a nice chord and go through them. So
Alright, I'm feeling good about all these. No, I'd like to see him loop the tape. We got that.
So another thing that
Shake
we
it,
could try
baby.
out
Let's
is to
go.
send it through the tape and see how messing stuff up
I got
through
my
the
own
tape
tape,
would be
you
fun.
know.
Yes.
I
Let's
just want to
try
see
that.
his vibe.
So I'm just going to, again, hold Shift in the filter page. So that's M3.
You're sending it to the tape.
Exactly. Maybe we'll do 65%-ish. And then we'll go to the tape, make sure that our routing is set to nothing for everything else, and then we can mess stuff up.
Right, so we could, I usually just do the master.
When you go to that tape buffer,
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
There it
it's
is,
pretty
2.
awesome.
That's insane.
And, you know, in real
And
time.
it changes
so you know
all the time.
exactly.
Yeah, great.
Exactly.
I like how you could play it when it's not sequencing, like it's a keyboard. That's fire. That's so
Not
fire.
bad. So then, because players apply to any track that has a sequencer, you could even put it onto the tape, and you could arpeggiate the tape. So should we try that?
Yes.
Whoa, you could arp the tape track? Come on. Nah, that's fire. Woo! I'm glad we watched that chapter. That's tough. Wow. Alright, Will, you're the man. Thank you, dog. Nah, that's too sick. Nah, that's tough. I get it. Different.
Touch me. Here's the big secret about women. We want you to flirt with us. We even want you to get sexual with us, desire us. But here's the thing
I feel like I
women
know her.
and flirting that
That's
every
weird.
man needs to know, especially you. The way
Wait. Gotta look this commercial up. I swear I know. I feel like that's, if I'm not gonna say it unless I like, chat could definitely tell me the answer to this. We got a new guide, man. That's a big deal. If y'all with me, holler at your boy. I gotta see if I know her. Where chat gonna tell me the answer to that? F with women, my allure guide. F with women. Nah, chat don't know. Whatever. Continue on, please. Sorry about that. It might still be the...
Mind blown consistently. What were you doing with the tapping on and off with that?
Yeah,
With this
so
thing?
in the tape, effectively you get a few different controls. So those include the length of the loop that you're creating. Equally, you can change the speed of that loop. And so the one that I was playing about with was actually the fine
I
grain
might have to go
speed.
garden for a little
So
bit,
you get
but
this sort
the
of
rain went away.
crazy
I'm gonna go
speed
garden for a
control.
little bit. We're gonna stop. I'll be right back, gang. Let's go. We getting exclusives. We're gonna leave. Oh, with. We got a exclusive. We got an exclusive from DJ A right now. Let's listen to that. And now I'm gonna go cut some weeds, dude. I was doing good in the garden. With little Shalimar, Torbit, my Run the Jewels compadre. Let's go. Sick. DJ A, the God, let's go. Tough. son. Let's go. Tough. DJ A in the motherfucking house. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, son. Thanks for sharing that. That's sick. I am gonna turn that off.
Hola, soy Rodrigo Montemayor y llevo 20 años dedicados a la programación.
Hablamos español aquí ahora, juntos, mis amigos. Yo soy Nick Hook. Yo soy un productor del aquí, la radio, aquí en vivo. I'm gonna go fuck around and garden for a second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna probably come back in a little bit and just, I don't know, do a little more. Finish my sound kit I gotta keep working on my KO kit. You know what I'm saying? That shit. I'll be right back. All right, y'all.